Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the Zim video. I'm Zim, and every once in a while, I like to talk philosophy with you, and this is one of those videos. I've posted a few in the past. Today, as the title says, how to, cure a broken heart, how to get over a broken heart, how to do that, and it's come up a couple times. And well, first off, I'm not a therapist. I'm not anything of that nature. I'm just a human being, and I've traveled this world, and I talk to things. I'm inquisitive. I like to figure out why the world works the way it does, and I've been asked. I get asked fairly frequently from my friends and have just ideas on life and why things happen the way they do. And recently, the topic has come up a few times about how to get over a broken heart. And what I realized in this conversation that I've had with my friends is, and people in general, is the number one best thing to get over a broken heart is time. However, I think that's a pretty common sentiment. I think a lot of people think that, know that. You've probably heard that before. Just give it time. Like you'll get over it in time. I think the key factor that's possibly a lot of people don't think of, or they think of and don't realize they're thinking of in a way, is the expectation of how long that time is supposed to be. And I think this is like something that fits a lot of different things besides just a broken heart, but especially a broken heart, but anything in life. We as a society, I think we feel like we've set up a system that time has expectation, that we as people need to follow a certain rhythm, a certain guideline, a certain pattern, a certain way that has been done before. And so we start to say in our minds and our bodies and we start to align, certain things. We need to be married by this age. We need to be done with school at this age. We need to get a job by this age. We need to do, there's a lot of things. And recovering from heartache is also one of those things that I think we put into a time frame. And I want to say to you, that's a fallacy. I want to say, there is no time frame for recovery when it comes to really anything, especially a broken heart. So, of course, if you want to heal from it, right? We all want to heal. We all want to get better from whatever it is that may be going on in our lives. And to say, well, if there's no time frame, then, whatever. We can't get caught in the trap of wallowing in whatever it is. So we have to do, whatever we need to do to kind of get through that. So we have to do the work to get through it. And there's lots of different types of work that we can do to get through something like a broken heart. Obviously, giving yourself time to grieve is one thing, but then also, deciding who that person is you want to be now, and working toward that, and going, and not making the fact that maybe you were left, or maybe whatever it is, whatever caused that heartache, making that mean anything about you. So you have to go okay, that's the story that happened for that moment. That's the story of that other person I was with, or whatever it may be. But that's not my story, and I can go on and build my life and live into the life I want from there. So we have to do the work. We have to work toward whatever goal it is we have to feel light again in our heart, to not have the broken heart. But putting a timeline, say, I need to be done, I need to be over my grief of this by in a year, in 2 years, in 5 years. I personally, to relate the story to myself, I went through a divorce process. I'd say, it took me about 2 years to get to a place where I felt comfortable, and I'm 6 years out of my divorce now, and I feel like I'm finally at a place where it's it's not a burden anymore. So there's just that's a pretty long time. But if I looked at it, if I judged myself upon that time frame, maybe I would feel bad that it took longer, or I don't even know. I don't even know what would be considered, the society would consider a reasonable amount of time, because I don't look at it that way, and I don't want to look at it that way. And I'd encourage you not to look at it that way. I encourage you to look at it the way that you need to. I encourage you to take the time that you need to grieve through what you need to grieve through. Of course, all the while making sure that you're not using that as an excuse to stay in that space. You have to do the work to get out of it if you want to, but the moment we say it has to be done at a certain time is the moment we set ourselves up for failure, is the moment we put undue pressure on ourselves, causing it harder for us to get through the process that we need to get through. It's also important to remember that recovery from anything, including a broken heart, is a daily practice. There's no on-off switch. You're not going to just all of a sudden one day, I'm cured, and never think about what the thing is that you're working out of. You have to remember that you're always going to have thoughts, you're always going to have down moments and up moments and all kinds of emotional moments through your life. So you have to remember, like, every day I might have to remind myself what it is I need to accomplish, what it is I want to accomplish. I want to be recovered, I want to get out of this moment, and how do I need to do that? Sometimes allowing yourself to not is important. Allowing yourself to be brokenhearted is important, and not beating yourself up over it. Not saying, I shouldn't feel this way. The moment we start to justify, the moment we start to put rules on our feelings, like, that's a place we're setting ourselves up for failure. We're saying, I shouldn't be feeling this way. Well, yes, you should. Just allow yourself to feel this way. However, continually work toward getting yourself to the place you want to be, reminding yourself daily, like, where is it I want to be? I want to be healed from my broken heart. What do I need to do to work through that? Of course, there's tons of different ways to do that. So that's my thoughts on how to get healed from a broken heart. I'd love to hear your comments, your thoughts, your ideas. What has worked for you when you've gotten through a broken heart? What kind of things do you do? Did you start a new activity? Did you, obviously, meeting someone else quickly can sometimes help remedy that. What's your story around that? I'd love to hear about it. Of course, post in the comments down below, and we can have a conversation. And if you like my thoughts and ideas around life and things, definitely subscribe to this channel, thumb up the video, share it around with people if you like. But until next time, peace. Be excellent to each other.